So basically, we're done with describing the wave functions of a wave. So we already have this y equals a cosine of kx plus omega t plus phi, or kx minus omega t plus phi. If it's positive, then it's moving to the left. If it's negative, I should say the angle. If negative omega t yan, positive to the right. If positive omega t yan, it's to the left, diba? So napag-usapan na natin yon. The question now becomes, what are some of the examples of the sinusoidal waves? Ba't kaya ba importante sa atin to? Ginagamit siya kasi, for example, if you have a string that attention is exerted on that string, it will produce a wave. Kapag dinisturb mo yung isang side yan, may magta-travel na wave dyan, which is, of course, obvious sa atin yan by common experience. Now, we will discuss then here the harmonic waves on a string. So this is the third part of our discussion, which is on the harmonic waves of a string. So, tapos tayo sa second, let's proceed to the third. So it turns out that if a force F is exerted on a string with some mass M, kung naalala nyo before, we are always assuming that the string is massless in our systems. Diba? Kung naalala nyo yung force natin na MA, mga ganon, diba? Your F equals MA, lagi nating sinasabi na daluyan lang ng tension yung string. But in our example here, we will now assume that the string there has a mass, but that mass is not that large. In fact, we can define the mass of a string in terms of its linear mass density. The linear mass density mu is just equal to the total mass of the string divided by the total length. We are assuming that the string is uniform. Kasi pwede namang mag-iba-iba yung density niyan. The notion of density is not just on volumes, pwede namang lines or areas yan. Like for example here, you have a linear mass density, mass per length ang units yan. So the SI unit there is kilogram per meter. Okay, so that's one of the units that we'll be considering. Now it turns out that if a force is exerted on a string, let's say you have an F there, you can determine actually the speed of the wave that traverses on this string. Halimbawa, meron kang traverse dito. So mag-aano yan, mahanap mo yung velocity niyan. And it turns out that this velocity here is equal to square root of F over mu, where again mu is the linear mass density or the mass per unit length. Okay, sir, saan ang galing tong equation na to? We will solve it in the supplementary discussion. So the wave speed, for the meantime, ito lang kailangan yung maalala. If a force is exerted on that wave of some velocity v, then that v is equal to F over mu. Though the speed that travels on a string of some mass density mu is equal to square root of F over mu. Okay? Malinaw? Questions? May tanong ba rito? Are there any questions? May questions ba rito? None. Okay, sige. Kung naalala nyo, wait lang. Di ba naalala nyo ng high school chemistry nyo? Wait, apaka-tangent naman ito, sir. Bagang nagke-chem. Naalala niyo yung velocity ng isang gas na remember the Graham's law of diffusion? Kung naalala niyo yon. There is
Yes
this,
po.
naalala? So kung naalala niyo yung velocity doon, pwede mo mahanap actually yung speed ng gases na nag-escape sa isang container. And medyo similar siya or medyo reminiscent siya dito. Pwede niyo siyang isipin ganun. And it turns out na kapag yung speed na yun sa isang medium, nakadepende siya in this expression here. You have a square root of something, you have some restoring force here, divided by some inertia resisting that restoring force. Like this inertia is, for example, in this case, mass per length. So, diba? Kung mass yan, mass per length to. And kung tama pagkakalala ko sa equation, I will not risk it though. Huwag na natin pag-usapan. So, there's also this velocity of a gas, and medyo related siya dito kasi kung naalala, molar mass yung denominator nun. And again, mass is that inertia, the resisting that force. Diba? So, for a string, ito yung itsura nung expression mo for a string. But in general, it's just square root of some restoring force divided by some inertia resisting that restoring force. Okay? Questions? Questions? May tanong ba rito? Walang tanong? Okay, so I think there are no questions. Sige, okay.